Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just need to seek a couple of clarification. One is with the lawyers of the County Assembly, and I'd like to take you to page 386 of your documents on volume 2. If you can clarify the letter which is indicated there, submissions of nomination lists for candidates interviewed for the post of chief officer in the county. It's got two dates. One is November 11th, which happens to be my birthday, and the other one is October 9th, 2023. Which is which? So if you can clarify that, I'd really appreciate it. The other two questions, I'll direct them to the witness. If you could clarify a couple of issues. Issue number one, in your evidence in chief, you indicated that when government officials are traveling and where the expenses are paid for by the party inviting them, they receive quota per diem. In the cross-examination, you indicated that no money was lost. Could you clarify that? And then number three, one simple question in terms of IFMIS. Is IFMIS the final proof of payment, or is there any other way that you can tell that money has been paid? And then finally, on issue to do with the PFM Act, I've heard you making a lot of submissions in terms of the PFM, and you alluded to the fact that there was a lot of embezzlement of funds, money was being withdrawn. The question that I wanted to ask is that who is the head of the county treasury? Is it the county governor or is it someone else, as per the PFM Act? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed. Witness, proceed to.
The first question was directed to the council.
Okay.
There was a question, Mr. Speaker, to the two dates. On page 386 of Obado, the date of 9th October 2023, of our volume 2, Mr. Speaker. 86. And Mr. Speaker, we were asked about the two dates. The date that is typed is the date when the memo in question was authored, and that's the date inserted by the author. The date of 9th October just shows when the document was served upon the county assembly. So there is only one date on the document that relates to its authorship. The other date is for the date. It is routine when documents are served, they are stamped as received. And that letter is also an annexure or an attachment to the letter at page 384. I think that's where the confusion is coming from. And all of them having been received on the 9th of October have a stamp of the county assembly. Oh, sorry. They all bear the stamp of 9th. So the date on the stamp is not the date of the authorship. It's not necessarily the date of the authorship. That's what I'm trying to say. Is IFMIS the final proof of payment, Mr. Speaker? It is the official system of the government of Kenya for public finance management. We don't have another one. And if payments are indicated there as having been made, then there is no other way to confirm whether those payments were made, because they will not be keyed there as having been made if they have not been made. And while on this matter, there is no challenge, even from the governor herself, as to the authenticity of these IFMIs. Who is the head of the county treasury? It is, of course, the CEC Finance or any other person designated under the PFM Act as the accounting officer. Sometimes it is the chief officer who is so designated. But the issue here, like I say, Mr. Speaker, people at certain levels only act through subordinates. It is never an answer to say, it wasn't me, because if that was the approach, no CEO would ever be responsible for anything. They would always say it was someone else, which brings them, why are they in that office if they can only take its glory and its power and its prestige, but no responsibility for whatever goes wrong there. Again, on that question, there is a section 39 of the County Governments Act. It says members of the County Executive Committee, who include the governor, and the CECs, are individually and collectively accountable to the governor in the exercise of their powers and the performance of their duties and the responsibilities. So if these persons are individually and collectively answerable to the governor, it means the governor superintends them. Can she throw them under the bus when things go terribly wrong, like they have gone now? But if things go well, she takes the credit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Billy. Is there any question that has not been answered by your lawyer?
Some were supposed to be answered by myself, but,
But they've been answered.
council has done so.
So
But,
we move to Senator Karungo.
Asante sana Bwana Spika. Niko na maswali mawili peke yake na nauliza kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Sababu tulionyeshwa katika video kuna wimbo ambao walikuwa naimba wenye wivu wajinyonge. Bwana Mawera, uko na wivu?
Not at all.
Sawa, niko nataka kujua hivyo tu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia katika nakala ya pili kutoka County Assembly ya MERU katika kurasa ya 17 hadi 29 ni ile wanasema infamous printouts. Ukiangalia katika guzo ya 3, yani column 3, imeandikwa sub item description. Utaangalia kwamba kuna prepayments kutoka mwezi wa Julai mwaka wa 2022 hadi ukurasa wa 29 ni mwezi wa Julai tarehe 6 mwaka wa 2023. Hiyo ni mwaka mmoja. Katika hiyo subscription sub item prepayment zimelipwa 410 watu tofauti, ikiwemo huyo muungwana ambaye ametajwa hapa mara kadhaa ambaye anaitwa Meme. Swali langu ni kwamba umesema gavana amekuwa akilagai ama akipata hizi pesa kupitia huyo mtu ama wale ambao ni ndugu ama relatives. So ungetaka tufafanulie kidogo tu nimalize.
Honorable Senators, avoid so many speeches and go straight to the question. I will allow you to conclude your question.
Ningetaka tu atuelezee kama ni kweli alikuwa na lagai kupitia familia, kama hao wengine ambao wote wako hapo wamepewa pesa, anajua hangelagai kupitia hao. Angelagai tu kupitia hao watatu wametaja, lakini sio wengine 300 na ambao wamepewa pesa hizo.
Thank you.
Evans.
Thank you. It's true we have indicated in our evidence that prepayments have been made, not only to the governor's relatives, but also other officers in the office of the governor that have not been accounted for or that have not and surrendered documents to indicate that there was no embezzlement.
Senator Mogeni.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the councils, Mudomi Thiankolu and Mutuma and Elisha, for being outstanding this afternoon in prosecuting the respective cases of their clients. Now, I have two questions to Dr. Mudomi Thiankolu. There is a video that was played, I believe, to prove count number 3 on making insightful, insulting, and demeaning remarks. The one where Governor Kaweria was giving a speech. I want you to point out to me, I didn't see names being mentioned, so I just wanted to know this idea of cartelism, the people being referred to as cartels. I didn't see names in that video. I wanted to know where I can get the names of those 10 leaders. Number 2, page 17 to page 29, volume 2, these alleged payments to various people in the office of governor, some who it's alleged have relationships. Now, there are procedures in county governments in processing and paying out payments. Now, other than what you have given us, is there maybe anywhere you can point out to me whether the governor tried to coerce any officers to make these payments, or that these payments were not made following the laid down procedures through the Public Finance Act, or is there anywhere where?
Yes, proceed to answer those questions, Council. 2 questions.
It is true, Chair, Mr. Speaker, that in the video Senior Counsel alludes to, there is no specific reference to any of the 9 MPs. But it is also true, and luckily the Senate has very many lawyers, you can confirm this, Mr. Speaker, that you don't need to refer to someone specifically. Someone can be referred to by innuendo. And in that video, it is common knowledge that MERU has 9 MPs and 1 woman rep, making them 10. It is also common knowledge, both through that video and others, and even the previous impeachment proceedings, that this reference to cartel of 10 people is a reference to the members of the National Assembly and the senator for Meru County. There is the question of whether the evidence at page 17 to 29 is sufficient. Our answer is that it is. If we, on its face, the problem we flagged, Mr. Speaker, is the problem of 107 prepayments running to 78 million. And when this matter is raised, the governor only accounts for 2 million, and even that accounting is through documents that we have shown where one work ticket is used 17 times for 4 months. And clearly, on its face, it does not require any further substantiation. A prima facie case was made, the governor didn't respond to it, and the attempt only made the matter even worse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Methu.